Okay. I wanted to get your take on this. So after Machiavelli comes out and there's all this buzz around Tupac after he had passed away, unfortunately, um, you guys did Gridlocked and then you did Gang Related. And on Gang Related, the Outlaws had two songs on there that were actually really good. I wanted to get your insight as to why the Outlaws didn't work out on Death Row, because I feel like with all the Tupac momentum, that it would be a natural choice just to try to put them out to get them to blow up off of that. So I was wondering if you could go into detail, because I know you were running the label at the time, about what happened with Outlaws not being able to work out.
You know, it wasn't just the Outlaws, unfortunately. It was everything Death Row was trying to do at the time. That lawsuit between uh, Miss Shakur or the Tupac estate and Death Row really, really hurted Death Row. I have always said the worst decision that I made or didn't make, or best decision that I could have made, was going to convince Suge and Miss Afeni to take a picture, do a big PR run, saying that everything is all good now. Once those settlement agreements started happening, those lawsuits got settled. Everybody always think Miss Afeni sued Suge first. It was actually the other way around. Suge sued the Tupac estate first. The guy that got it rolling, she countersued and said that all this money was owed and all of that. And then they eventually settled for $3 million for back royalties and all of that. The date that video or that settlement was done, there should have been a video done with Suge and Miss Afeni, telling everybody that it was good. That's always been my opinion. If anytime you ever ask me what happened from the 90s to Wild, because everybody turned on Death Row. When I'm saying everybody, I'm talking about the consumers. I'm talking about the magazines and the trades. I'm talking about the radio stations. I'm talking about BET and MTV for playing stuff. Everybody was just, now they probably was sitting back wanting to hate on Suge the whole time, because Suge was a in-you-face type executive. He was the type of executive that will show up at the radio station if he felt there wasn't enough spins getting done in that particular area. So Suge was, he would get in your face. He would hear from the people that was like the Step or the Garnett Marsh and all of those people that were working radio, Step Johnson and all of them, Kevin Black and them, that it was a problem, and he will go straight and deal with the problem. So that's one of the reasons, the main reason that, in my opinion, that things didn't work out. Now, if y'all want to talk about, if y'all was, this goes basically talking about, which I know John is, the music, then I would say, because unfortunately, y'all get mad when I say this, a lot of the stuff that y'all heard and got was really Tupac studio garbage from the 90s, the ones that the mama controlled, and then the stuff on Death Row. That was stuff that Tupac had no intention on releasing. He was just working. It was just like work product and all of that, a lot of the music that y'all got. So the Gridlock and the gang related stuff, Tupac was around to help say, okay, these songs gonna be on gang related. I think it was, the Made Niggas and songs like that. Okay, these gonna be on Grid, so he had those made for those. But as far as putting their album together, he wanted stuff like probably Hit 'Em Up and all of that, hits like that. And if he would have got there to fine tune the Outlaws album and stuff like that, I really think it would have been, I really believe over 75% of the songs that eventually made to the Outlaws album, I'm not saying certain verses wouldn't have made it, but it wouldn't have came out in the form that they did, because Tupac, Suge, when he gets in there and listen, because Suge, Suge is not a person that um Suge would, when we get in the car in the limo and all of that, walking through airports, he would play music. You remember when y'all say walking in airports? What the hell are you talking about? We used to walk around back in the 90s with those big old boom boxes and stuff like that. Y'all remember? Suge always had a boom box. And he would walk around with that boom box because usually we had the boom box because in his hotel room, he was playing music. So we will have stuff like that with him. And he'd be playing and he listening to people's opinions and stuff. And then he would add it and make it happen. You know, he would go and talk to Jimmy and Jimmy would put in and stuff like that. He was always sampling and playing his music for different people. Other artists. He had great relationships with Casey and JoJo, Mary J. Blige, people like that. And he would always just be playing stuff, and he really was picking their brains. People didn't realize it, but he was really, what he was doing was picking their brain. So I'm just saying that he would do stuff like that to fine tune music. There was a lot of that stuff that was missing that wasn't able to go down for people in the 90s, 98, 99 and stuff when stuff eventually came out. So to answer John's question, it would be more so, I really think the public turned against us. But if y'all just talking about quality of music, then I would just say because a lot of the stuff were, it was just like rough drafts. It wasn't fine tuned yet. And then people that wasn't as talented were the ones that fine tuned stuff. When y'all was listening to a Dr. Dre, a Suge, a Tupac, and all of them fine tuning those specific artists that they had up under them. You know, I'm not saying Suge would have had anything to do with an Outlaws album by no means, but I'm saying that with Tupac. But there was other stuff that Suge would have his input on, and he wasn't around to fine tune things. Would be my take. But more so, my take would be, and my belief is, just because I knew how hard it was to get the radio people to play stuff, MTV to play stuff, to get Frank and Dave Mays and all them to get a reporter down there to do a big write up on the artists with the source and stuff. But as soon as Suge came home, first thing they wanted to do, y'all remember? Suge went and took everybody to 106 and Parkway and stuff like that. So that would be my take. It was because Suge wasn't there to usher things in is the reason that things like that didn't work.
I know they recorded like a solo album in 98. They later put it out as like a lost tape kind of thing on streaming services. But there was never any Tupac on these songs. Were they not? I don't want to say were they not allowed, but I know Daz got a Tupac feature and Rage got a Tupac feature and so on and so forth. Were they not allowed to get a feature at the time they recorded that 98 album for you guys?
Yeah, I know it was some politics between the Outlaws and every time I say stuff like this, everybody I get mad, but I just speak the truth. There was some shit going on with the Outlaws and Tupac mother or Molly and whoever, Tom Wally, whoever was running the estate. And it could have also been Suge. Wouldn't allow them to have any music, of Tupac. Because Tupac was like a gold, that was like, you treated that like his voice and his music like, even though, the Machiavellis, the stuff, those series had got out, but you wasn't getting them out commercially to sell. So it was a reason. I know Edie probably could have went and maybe talked to the mother because at that time he did have a son by her, but I don't know where the drama was there. I'm not saying it was. It was just something that was going on. I can't remember where. It could have just been Tom Wally, who had a lot of control or decision over with the mother. She was letting Tom Wally run stuff back then, and Molly was his assistant. So it was something that was going on, John. But to say what it was, I don't know. But the Outlaws was just trying on their own, and well, we see what happened. So we're gonna come up with this program for you guys, where we want all you up and coming rappers, where y'all can pay $200 or a fee, where y'all DM either me on IG or John, hopefully John, because he's gonna be the one coordinating it, at bombfirsthotmail.com. So I'll say it again, bombfirsthotmail.com. This is a new program, y'all, where y'all can play y'all music. Y'all can come on. It can be a song with a sample in it. You DM John, he'll give you all the specifics. But you can come on, and we're going to give you a special day that we're going to play music on Bomb First, and you can rap a 2 to 3 minute song. Sing, rap, or whatever. The second part of the program is that you also can do. All of y'all always talking about, John always asking Reggie nice questions. All these soft questions. I got better questions for Reggie. So for a fee of $300, John may even let y'all do $250. I don't know. Y'all got to talk to John. But y'all DM him at bombfirst@hotmail.com. And for a nice fee, you can have 10 questions. Any questions you want. You're not going to be on camera. You're going to be like John. I may not even be on questions camera, depending on the date that we do it, how soon you want to do it. But we're going to give you the opportunity to ask 10 questions. We're going to put up the segments right after we do it. And you ask me those 10 questions, and I'll answer those 10 questions. Any topic. You can call me a fat pig. If that's how you want to spend your $300 for 10 questions, you can just call and say 10 crazy things to me. Ask me 10 crazy things. As long as it's within the YouTube and John's guidelines, we good. So, new program, me and John trying to give to the Bomb First family community or our haters. However you want to be.